Of all the books of the prophets, when it comes to when they were written, Obadiah might be the most obscure. In this video, we will look at the evidence and narrow down when Obadiah wrote his vision against the nation of Edom, even down to a window of 5 years. Outside of Obadiah's vision, the most ancient source is the Jewish Babylonian Talmud. It says that Obadiah is the same one mentioned in 1 Kings 18, 3-17. This Obadiah greatly feared God. He was in charge of King Ahab's palace. He saved 100 of God's prophets by hiding them in a cave when Jezebel was slaughtering the prophets. And he had a conversation with Elijah. The Talmud goes on to say that Obadiah was an Edomite proselyte, which means he was born in Edom and converted to Judaism. This would have made him a good candidate to prophesy against Edom for God. But is the Obadiah in 1 Kings 18 the same Obadiah who wrote the vision? Perhaps. Let's look at the internal evidence. Obadiah's vision is against the nation of Edom, the descendants of Esau. It is only one chapter. The first verse reads, "We have heard a message from the Lord. A messenger has been sent among the nations. Rise up and let us go to war against her." This is the Lord's call to war. It appears that Obadiah wrote his vision soon before the Jews would go to battle against Edom. Yet Ahab never had any conflicts with the Edomites. The kingdom of Israel did not border Edom, but the kingdom of Judah did. Therefore it seems more likely that Obadiah lived in Judah. We are given the biggest clue as to when this vision was written in verse 7, which reads, "Everyone who has a treaty with you will drive you to the border. Everyone at peace with you will deceive and conquer you. Those who eat your bread will set a trap for you." Obadiah prophesies that Edom's allies will break their alliance and will turn against them. Did this ever happen? Yes. This is recorded in 2 Chronicles 20, 22, and 23. In this chapter, Jehoshaphat, king of Judah, is being attacked by an alliance between Moab, Ammon, and Edom. Now Seir was the capital of Edom, and the mountains of Seir made a natural border between them and Judah. After Jehoshaphat prayed to God, and Jehaziel prophesied the coming victory for Judah, the Lord caused the Ammonites and the Moabites to turn against Edom. It reads, "The moment they began their shouts and praises, the Lord set an ambush against the Ammonites, Moabites, and the inhabitants of Mount Seir, who came to fight against Judah, and they were defeated. The Ammonites and Moabites turned against the inhabitants of Mount Seir and completely annihilated them. When they had finished with the inhabitants of Seir, they helped destroy each other." This appears to be the fulfillment of Obadiah's prophecy in verse 7. Since Obadiah's vision is a call to war against the Edomites and prophesies this outcome, it must have been written immediately before this battle. So when did this battle take place? It is the last recorded event in the life of Jehoshaphat, so this must have happened at the end of his reign. Since Ahab died 2 chapters earlier, this battle must have taken place between the deaths of Ahab and Jehoshaphat. At this point, we have narrowed down the time of Obadiah to 2 chapters. Scholars have said that Ahab died in 852 or 850 BC, and that Jehoshaphat died in 849 or 847 BC. If we take the earliest given date for the death of Ahab and the latest given date for the death of Jehoshaphat, this leaves a span of 5 years. The battle between Judah and Edom occurred during this time. Again, Obadiah would have written his vision immediately before the battle, so it is safe to say that it was earlier rather than later. Therefore, after gathering all this evidence, the best answer as to when Obadiah wrote his vision would be around 850 BC, give or take 2 years. There is one more interesting scripture to mention. As stated earlier, it makes more sense that Obadiah lived in Judah rather than Israel, since Judah bordered and fought against Edom while Israel did not. In addition to the Obadiah who served under Ahab in Israel, there was another Obadiah in Judah at the same time. This Obadiah was appointed as an official teacher by Jehoshaphat. In the 3rd year of his reign, Jehoshaphat sent his officials, Ben-Hail, Obadiah, Zechariah, Nathanael, and Micaiah, to teach in the cities of Judah. This Obadiah of Judah was already an established teacher before the death of Ahab. This is probably the Obadiah who wrote the 1-chapter vision we have today. I hope you enjoyed this video, which is much more of a historical Bible study. It is a change of pace from the videos I normally share. So if you have not been to this channel before, I invite you to check out my other videos on the history and faith of early Christianity. These Christians wrote many works between 75 and 325 AD, and some knew the apostles personally. Their writings tell us what the church was like immediately following the lives of the apostles. If you do not have an account and would like to be notified about future videos by email, please email me. P.S. Obadiah 1:18 reads, "No survivor will remain in the house of Esau, for the Lord has spoken." When was this prophecy fulfilled? When was Edom completely and utterly destroyed from the face of the earth? In 70 AD, 20,000 Edomites helped defend Jerusalem when it was attacked and destroyed by the Roman general Titus. Ever since the destruction of Jerusalem, there has never been any mention of the existence of the Edomite people. It seems that the destruction of Jerusalem in 70 AD fulfilled many biblical prophecies, including this one.